Good evening, America, and welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint. I'm your host, Charlie, the Country Conservative, and I knocked my cell phone off, so that's why I'm picking it up right now. So, hey, I want to thank you for joining me tonight on this Monday night, December 15th, 2025. I start this episode of the weekend wrap-up off with a heavy heart. I wish I could come up to you tonight with nothing but Christmas cheer, but folks, we have to talk about the reality of the world we're living in right now. This past weekend was quite frankly one of the darkest we've seen in a long time. While families are trying to celebrate their holiday season, evil was busy making its move. We saw it halfway across the world in Australia. At the iconic Bondi Beach, what should have been a beautiful Hanukkah celebration turned into a war zone. We're talking about a targeted terrorist attack, gunmen opening fire on families, leaving at least 12 dead and a dozen more fighting for their lives in the hospital. This isn't just unrest, folks. This is a coordinated strike on a community during a season of peace. And if you think that madness is staying over there, look at what's happening right here in our own backyard. This weekend, the unthinkable happened at Brown University in Rhode Island. Students, young people, with their whole lives ahead of them, were hiding under desks during final exams as gunmen dressed in black opened fire. 2 dead, nearly a dozen injured. From Sydney to Providence, the pattern is the same. Chaos, fear, and total disregard for human life. It feels like these isolated incidents are happening every single time we turn on the news now. It's happening more frequently than it ever should. And frankly, I know I'm not the only one saying this. This madness has to stop. We cannot succumb to this. We have to stay vigilant because the danger is lurking in our country and around the globe for real. And they are not taking a holiday break. But listen, as heavy as the headlines are, we are not going to let the darkness win. Not tonight, not this season. We are just 10 days away from Christmas in the middle of this chaos. We remember why we celebrate. We celebrate light that has no darkness, and no darkness can be put out. We celebrate family. We celebrate our faith. And we celebrate the fact that we live in a country worth standing up for. So tonight, we're going to get into the hard truth. We're going to look at the facts, but we are also going to remember the spirit of the season. Hug your kids a little tighter tonight, and keep your eyes open. And welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint. Let's get into the weekend wrap-up because the show begins now. Hi, everyone. How is everyone tonight? First off, I want to sit here and say I have a couple questions for you. With everything that we have seen this weekend, do you feel like the average citizen is prepared for a crisis? Or has our society become too comfortable while the dangers grow? Give me a ready or a comfortable in chat of what you believe that the people are feeling right now. Now, we are seeing these attacks happen in places like Sydney and the Ivy League schools, places people usually think they're safe. Do you believe there's a coordinated effort to target our way of life during the holidays, or is this just a total breakdown of law and order? Let me know what you guys think in chat. And my last question is, in a week and filled with such bad news, what is the one thing that you guys are doing this week to make sure your Christmas spirit stays alive in your home? Because we will not let them take away our joy. So share your holiday wins or a family tradition with me in chat. We need to lift the spirits a little bit this holiday season. So let me know if you got the answers to those questions in chat while we're going about our business tonight. So I want to thank everybody over here. So let me see what's going on over here. Wow, Val. Okay. So I've got no camera anywhere. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I did not realize my camera was down, but I hope you guys heard me. But I had my camera off. Thank you, Lee. I just saw that. Sorry about that, everybody. It'll be coming on in a second for you guys. I did not realize that I had that thing off. My fault. Nobody else's. My fault on that one. So it'll catch up here in a second. And hello, everyone. I see you. See the pretty face right here. Welcome to the show, everyone. We got a lot going on tonight, guys. I'm telling you, a lot. All right. Thank you, Lee. So, guys, you heard my opening spiel there. It has not been a good weekend, but we are going to get into that here in a second. And I want to make sure that keeps running. For some reason, Wimpkin keeps shutting off my camera, or not the camera, but the feed. I usually watch it run, but it's not running. So let me know if you guys are having any trouble in Wimpkin there. But guys, let's get this started. I spewed enough out on my opening monologue. We got a lot to go over, a lot of not very good stuff, but we're going to get into it here shortly. Hey, we got Rumble over here, guys. We've got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Twitch, we got X, we've got Kick. Everybody kicking it up tonight. So let's get up here to the Getter Gang and see what we got going on over here. So we got Radical Right, Sean Justice, starting off soft tonight. Welcome, Sean. Let's keep going down here. Let me see what we got. We got Mr. Joe Public. And unfortunately, we are without Shell tonight. I'm hoping she gets on somewhere else. She is having trouble with Getter, and she can't log in for some reason. So we got K3 Cat. What's happening, K3 Cat? There she is. What's happening? But yeah, Shell is out of Getter for a little bit. I'm hoping. Conrad! What happened, Conrad? So I'm hoping she gets a way to get back on. McCastle's over here in Rumble. I'm McCastle. What's happening? Guys, keeping Texas Red. There you are. I can never forget you, Texas Red. There she is right there. All righty, guys. Welcome to the show. Let's shoot on down here to the Wimpkin Warriors over here. And let's see what they've got going on here. Let's check out who's topping the charts off tonight, and that is Kurt from the Bayou. Yes, sir, Bob. There is Kurt. We got Fixer right there, and John M. We got everybody happening in the house tonight. Cecil, what happened to Cecil? William B. What's going on? We got Lee over there in Facebook. What up, Lee? Let me check out over here. Lee over here in Rumble too. There he is. Lee is everywhere, man. You gotta love it. Right there, Lee. And we've been Castle over there, guys. All right. Let's keep going down the list here. And we've got Gregory Allen Corrs Jr., our truck driver extraordinaire right there. And there is my Tammy. Texas Tammy. Texas Tammy right there. Look at it. Thank you, Tammy. I can't even point up my card right there. There it is. I got my card. Thank you, Tammy. Texas Tammy is all there too. All good on this end now. Cool, Tammy, thank you. Colin from Scotland. There is Colin. Guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Hey, we got a lot to go over. I usually don't do this on Mondays. I got a lot of videos because I'm so pissed off at what happened over this weekend and the Democrats' response behind it all. Oh, yeah. I know you guys are going like, holy shit, we're going to hear it again. Yes, you are. With my opinion behind this stuff, because Becky, hi, Becky. Becky's over there on Facebook, too. Pat, is it Mark and Pat? Mark and Pat, Mark and Pat. Mark from Staffordshire, England. Pat is from Pennsylvania. That's my girl right there. Pat is finally tuned. There she is. Right there, y'all. All right. Unfortunately, Shell's not over there again tonight, so she's going to try to work on it. I asked her to see if she can get into Wimpkin or Rumble or somewhere, so hopefully she can do that, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully we'll see Shell real soon. But hi, guys. All right, let's get busy because and the first thing I want to talk about right now, remember last week, I think it was, or yeah, that definitely had to be last week because today's Monday, right? I was talking about Comer and told the Clintons they better show up for this deposition on Wednesday or Thursday. Well, guess what? They don't have to show up Wednesday or Thursday now because Comer postponed their deposition until January. How much more do you need to see how weak-ass these fucking Republicans are? Now we give in to criminals like the Clintons. And now they're so scary. They're so scary, these Republicans, right? We're going to hold you into contempt, but not until now January. So it's okay that you missed now this week. No big deal. But wait until January, though. And that is the same thing they're showing. Listen, Comer threatens Clintons with contempt. Whoa, is that like deja vu or what? If they don't show up for deposition in January. They were supposed to show up Wednesday and Thursday, but no, that's okay. Exactly. They are freaking worthless. So now we just put it off and, we're going to act tough. We're going to hold you into contempt if you don't show up next month. Because you didn't show up this month, that's okay. But next month, that's a different story. Are you kidding me? This is freaking ridiculous. I commented on Calico's post, told her I can't see them. She did respond. She didn't know why, Sean. All right. But that's a joke. I am so sick and tired of these Democrats. I don't know what these Republicans are doing. The Democrats have no problem doing this right now. And the Republicans are going, don't worry about it. It's okay. We'll sound good on TV, but don't worry about it. They are not weak. It's all intentional. They are intentionally trying to destroy Trump and MAGA. I have no doubt about that, Kat. Not one cent of doubt with my mind with that. Because these people are just making a show, trying to make us believe that they're being Mr. Tough Guys. Not when not one damn corrupt Democrat has been held accountable for their crimes that they've committed. None of them. You can't, we're not stupid, unfortunately. We should be stupid like the liberals. They're happy as all hell. But we are going to get into what happened in Australia and the Hanukkah massacre. The critics are appeasing extremists after October 7th fueled rising as anti-Semitism. The appeasing the extremists are the Democrats. Unfortunately, there are 16 dead, including the gunman, after the father and son duo, Palestinians, opened fire on Jewish communities. All of this has been done by the Democrats. No shape or form about it. This has been going on. They've been condoning the pro-Palestinian protest and funding it on college campuses with George Soros. We've got all this and so much more coming right up here in a second. But the first thing I want to tell you about is dumbass Chuck Schumer. He got on there to talk about the Australian mass shooting. And what's he say when after all these people have died and killed by terrorists? What's he say when he gets on camera? Go Bills. This shows you what the Democrats care about. Nothing except themselves. They can fund these protests. They can fund terrorism. They can do all that because it doesn't blow back on them because they don't get their hands dirty. Our taxpayer money does. This is what they do. The son of a bitch goes up there and says, go Bills, before he talks about a mass shooting, a terrorist attack in Australia, and possibly here in the United States. Not confirmed yet, but we'll find out. Because they keep letting suspects go, but we'll get into that here in a second. But that piece of shit does that. On top of that, I've got a laundry of little videos I'm going to show you here. And to prove to you what's going on here that's been proven that's been shown the Democrats have been behind all the hatred and all the violence that's been going on in this country and around the world. So where are we going to start off at? We're not going to start with that one. I can't even see here. Let's go over here. We're going to start off with this one, where 105 Democrats vote against this stuff. What?
For this week, we considered a resolution, quote, strongly condemning and denouncing the drastic rise of anti-Semitism in the United States of America and around the world. It's pretty simple, but unfortunately, there are some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle who will still refuse to acknowledge that simple fact. 13 Democrats voted no on the bill. 92 of them voted present, meaning they were too scared to take a yes or a no position, too worried about what their Hamas sympathizing constituents might think if they spoke up about the disgusting acts of terrorism that have gone on around the world. That complete lack of intestinal fortitude. It's the reason that Jews around the world are living in fear in places, on college campuses. We especially have Jewish friends that are celebrating Hanukkah this week. I want each of you to know that we will stand with you. We will not allow the hatred towards the Jewish people and towards Israel to go unchecked. It doesn't matter where, we're going to make sure that we stand up against this.
Oops, I got to get back to my video. But exactly right. These Democrats voted against anti-Semitism. So, what tells you that's not what's happening? What else we got here? Wait a second now. I'm not done yet.
Democratic senator blocked a resolution condemning anti-Semitic speech on college campuses. Proposed by Sen. Josh Hawley, R.Mo. Thursday. Students at Ohio State praised the heroic resistance in Gaza, Hawley said on the floor. He said the resolution would smear all of the students who engage in these protests, potentially violating First Amendment rights. The University of Virginia chapter of Students for Justice in Palestine also announced the attacks on Israel were a step towards a free Palestine. National Students for Justice in Palestine has zero financial or political ties to Hamas or any other institution within Palestine. Students for Justice in Palestine told Fox News Digital previously in a statement. Subscribe to the...
Now you heard the Josh Hawley deal. These people have been voting against stopping the hatred in this country every time they vote on something. They voted against giving Americans some of their money back, but they'll all 90 billion to Ukraine. Exactly, radical right. Fact. But we're not done yet. Which one is this one? Let me see what this one is. It's around the same stuff, so take a look.
It says George Soros is paying student radicals who are fueling nationwide explosion of Israel-hating protests. And in the piece, the Post writes this: all of these protests are being organized by branches of the Soros-funded Students for Justice in Palestine, SJP. And at some...
And New York Times posting this as well. Like, this is true anti-Semitism right here. While you have people just criticizing the Israeli government being considered anti-Semitic when they're not, while, you know, actual anti-Semites are being anti-Semitic.
Students have clashed with police. We've been trying to figure out who's behind all of this because, Paul, obviously it's coordinated. They all have the same colored tents, the same colored outfits. Somebody's funding all of this. One of my...
Right. Not like, you know, people can't...
And we said this when this was going on, that Soros was funding all this stuff. And that's for a fact. And they are loving Now, remember what I told you, Bill. First, we're going to get into Senator Tommy Tuberville on the Senate floor with a sign saying, shut down Sharia. Take a look at this and take a listen to what he has to say.
This is a major national security threat. Radical Islamists have proven over and over again that they are willing to do whatever it takes to kill just one American citizen. And it didn't just happen overseas. It has been allowed to fester and is alive and well in our very own country, just waiting for the right opportunity to attack. So now is the time to act, because if we don't, we're going to lose this country as we know it. Open your eyes, America. The values of this country was built on cannot coexist with radical Islam. It doesn't work. It's one, our Constitution, or the other. You can't mix them. This isn't a Republican or Democrat issue. This is an American issue.
Amen to that. And anybody that says any differently, and you all know, if you guys have been watching me, and what I told you went on with me at the prison with a Muslim, right? Well, to show you that I'm not making shit up, take a listen to this guy.
You hate me for the sake of Allah. I hate you for the sake of Allah. All right. I hate you for the sake of Allah. Every Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah. Any Jew, any Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah. He hates me for the sake of Allah. You hate these bastards and the other bastards as well. Would you kill me if you get a chance? If we're in war, I would chop your head off. Yeah, Allah guides you. If we're fighting in war, am I supposed to let him kill me? I said, if we are. No, let's ask this again. Do you hate me? Yes, I hate you for the sake of Allah. Who taught you to hate me?
And I told you that, and I hate being right. Exactly, Cat. Get him the hell out of our country. This is what I told you that happened to me. The guy looked me right in the eyes and said that exact same thing to me. Not if we were at war, if we were on the streets. He was a murderer anyways. So this is the way they're raised. This is what they are taught from birth. As simple as that. There's no lie. There's no way around it. And you know what? Ever since this started, the Australian deal, shit's been popping up all over social media about Israel. About Muslims, Islam. X has been polluted with that shit. I don't know how many people I've blocked because these dumbasses are listening to this stuff, and they're popping up everywhere. Islam is about peace. No, they're not. They're about hatred. That is what they are taught. They can tell you that all you want, and you see the lies coming out of it. And I don't know how many times I got to say it. It's all lies. That's all they do. They can look you in the face and lie to you in a heartbeat, and they won't blink an eye. Exactly, Sean. There's one God, and that's it. Yeah, Kat says it right. McCaskill said, we thought the TDS was bad. This is even worse, guys. This is why we do, that's why we used to do the Don't Get Dead Disaster Factor tips of the day. Keep it up, guys. Keep vigilant. Keep your eyes on the swivel. Like I told you all the time, we got to watch what we're doing. Muslims follow a pedophile murderer. Thank you, Joe Public. That's exactly right. The greatest threat to mankind is Islam. It is absolutely, Gregory. And they are not a religion. I don't care. They are a terrorist organization, no matter how you look at it. And people are afraid to say anything. But the Democrats are using this as a tool. Wait a minute. Somebody just said that. That Fixer said that. Islam is being used as a tool. The Democrats planned this from day one to try to destroy this country even more than what they've already done. And this is what they've done. That's why they let all these people in. Remember, we've got over, what did I tell you, 17 or 18,000 terrorists that they know of in this country. There's more than that in this country. And they are setting up cells everywhere. We've talked about this before. It's a fact. This is why. And it's not just the United States. Look at London. I got something for you there, too. This is coming to New York in a short time. Take a look at this. Let me find it here. Where did it go? Right here. Now I'm going to put a shout out to Mark right now because Mark is from England, and I want to verify. Mark, can you tell me in Wimpkin, Mark in Wimpkin, can you tell me if that is a fact on what London is looking like? George Soros is Jewish. I just don't get why people can't see the connection. I know, Mark, right? So, Mark, answer me that question. Is that actually what London looks like? We'll get it straight from the horse's mouth if he knows for a fact. All right. Well, let me make sure I got that going. Because we're going to move into the Brown University thing real quick. Because they keep releasing videos of this guy, keep saying that they've got a guy, keep releasing this guy they said they got, because it doesn't click. But unfortunately, it's a bad time too with this. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because of the fact that there's a possibility that they're saying that the person who did this at Brown University cried out Allah Akbar prior to shooting up this place. Now, that's not proven anywhere yet. They haven't said anything because here's one here. Person of interest detained after deadly shooting at Brown University. But not long after that, well, he's been released. So that doesn't do us a bit of damn good. But they're not releasing anything on this stuff. You see all kind of stuff going on. The Rob Reiner deal. They weren't going to release no names because they're investigating it. That's what we're doing. That's what the cop said, the captain or whatever the hell he was. We're not releasing nothing. And then all of a sudden, not even a couple hours later, my phone pops up and says, whoop, they arrested Reiner's son. And I just watched the captain say this in the early morning doing the televised interview. So this is why we say we've got to play the Bongino role and wait for stuff to come out. Everything's going to be coming out different. Now, they said this guy could have possibly yelled Allah Akbar. So we'll see. I don't know if that's a fact or not. It's been on a couple of different places. Moved to Manchester because it's bad. I don't think I got an answer from Mark. No, I'm not from England. He's from Staffordshire, UK. So he's not saying that it is what London looks like. As far as we know, that's what it looks like, and it's coming to New York because we know what's going on there, right? Well, look at California. California's like that right there already, with shit running down the streets, literate, human feces. Oh, yeah. Not only that, then we got the FBI that are alleged pro-Palestinian group members accused of planning New York Eve bombing in L.A. Tell me if this is not a trial run for what's to come. We started it off with everything else. And you know, when people sit there and they want to sit there and say, well, you're basing this off of one thing, a couple people. Okay? Hold the presses, coming out, breaking news. No, it's not breaking news. I am going to show you some of the violent crime and terrorism that has happened. Whoa, when? Oh, just this year. The Washington, D.C. shooting, November of 2025. Afghani national was charged with murder and assault and allegedly shooting 2 National Guard members. Woo! Got that one. Wait. New Orleans truck attack, January 1st, 2025. Y'all heard of that one, right? Oh, could that be? Yes. Another Muslim, ISIS-inspired, drove a truck into crowd on Bourbon Street, killing 14 people. Wait, we're not done yet. Israeli embassy shooting, May of 2025. Another one. Boulder flamethrower attack. Maham Somaliland, whatever. Attempted to murder and hate crime and pro-Israel demonstration. Oh, wait. ISIS-K planner arrest. March of 2025. Another Muslim. Afghanistan, which killed 13 U.S. members. How much more do you want to go, guys? I got a list. Got a list here. This one's a little shorter, but you see all this done just this year. You want to go back all the way to the Twin Towers and 9/11? wonder why we're so pissed off. They want to call us racist or Islamophobic. We have every freaking reason to. Right here. Just this little list from this year. Guys, there's something bigger going to happen. And I believe all these and what's happening here are trial run to see what they can get away with. I said that last week, didn't I? When this happened. Wait, guys, I mean, it's coming up. I'm telling you what. It's not getting any prettier. All right, let's keep going here. Let me put my glasses back on because some of the stuff I can see, and we thought, yep, you know it's here. They will jihad. Exactly right, Texas Red. They are human feces, Joe Public. You got that right. Who controls all the NGOs that are pushing these Muslims into the white countries? The Democrats is who, Mr. Fixer. They'll murder their own to continue their agenda. Exactly, Mark. Because they're not playing, guys. And we, the American Republicans and conservatives, we are not weak compared to the Republicans that are sitting in D.C. right now. And that's where it's going to come down to, guys. It's going to come down to us. Let's see what else we got here. I already talked about that one. Come on, get the clits off my screen. All right, let's get out of that for a little bit. Pentagon launches a military AI platform powered by Google Gemini for defense operation. They are upgrading and updating our military using AI. So we're going to see what happens. Hegseth announced that. I think that was today's that he announced it. Let me make sure I'm right. December 9th? Nope, it was updated on December 9th. So there's no way I did not. I just got this today. I don't know why it is. But anyway, they're using the high-class technology going on right now. Another thing that FDA sets to give COVID vaccines a serious black box designation. For your viewers who do not know what a black box warning is, I did not know what it was. But a black box warning is the most serious safety designation the FDA can require, appearing in bold at the top of the drug or vaccine prescribing information to alert doctors and patients of potentially serious risk. We've known this forever, guys. And we've known the risk. We've known it's been bad. And I'm locked and loaded 24/7, Texas Red. Got that right. Everyone, lock and load. Keep your eyes open because shit's going to break off. But the FDA is actually doing something now. Unfortunately, I had to block a lot of liberals on all this shit because they're saying Trump and everybody's not doing anything. Well, that's not a fact. Trump's doing stuff, but nobody else is in there on the committees and shit. Maybe we shouldn't be saying Mark and Colin are from the UK, being that they podcast or broadcast on other social media platforms. It's probably best not to target them. And they'll never find it, Pat. That's good looking out, Pat. All right, what else we got? Hey, we got one Republican since calling media scumbags. Highly deceptive media coverage on RNC chair prompts blistering GOP response. He called them all dirtbags, scumbags, because they keep trying to mix words of what he was saying. And, of course, they're fake news lame media. That's why we don't do this shit on here, because they'll lie to you in a heartbeat, no matter what. What the hell just popped up on my screen? We're going to get that out of there. And I've got to fix this before this goes. All right, here we go. Let's get into some illegal immigrants because we're already into terrorists that have been coming across our border, but it's been shut off. Our border is shut down. Exactly what should have happened 5 years ago. They're supposedly giving another update on the Bondi Beach thing in Australia. It just popped up on my screen. But illegal immigrant bites ICE officer in gross attack while resisting arrest. And some bitch wouldn't have no teeth right now if they're going to bite me. You had a chance to deport yourself, so you choose not to, so you deserve everything that you get. And I got to hand it to the ICE officers for putting up with this stuff, because half of those guys would not be making it in the jail. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. ICE arrests illegal immigrant accused of fleeing a head-on crash that severely injured a Maryland man. Yep. Kevin Alexis Mendez Ortiz entered in 2022 under the catch and release policy under the Biden administration. And the son of a bitch runs people over and leaves the scene. But they finally arrested him. But the point is, more people, Americans, being hurt by these illegals in this country because of these Democrats. It never fails of how many people have been injured or killed because of the illegal criminals, terrorists that are in this country, because of the Democrats. And what happens to them? Nothing. Never anything that ever happens to them. What happens when the representatives in all levels of government and law enforcement fails to stop these criminals? The citizenry will rise. Firearms will be unleashed, and there will be nothing that will stop it. That is so true there. I prefer you don't, Charlie. You are faithful. The 77th Brigade will be listening in. Uh-oh! That's not a good thing. We people have had enough. Exactly right, Texas Tammy. We have had enough. There's enough is enough is enough. I don't know how many times we got to say that. Biden said surge the border. All the sleeper cells were the first ones he let in. You got that right, Conrad. The liberals blocking ICE need an ass kicking too. Absolutely, Joe Public. But it doesn't end there. We got that McDummy that's going to come over in January. Guess what? He's doing it again. He said McDummy suggests ICE agents may face arrest in New York City. Oh, yeah. I want to see who's going to do it. I want to see who's going to put the cuffs on a federal agent. That pansy-ass little bitch, terrorist? I don't think so. And here's another thing you guys are going to love. And this pissed me off worse than ever. You want to talk about a third world country. They are turning in Michigan, and it's Dearborn, into a third world country. We don't do this stuff here in this country. But Muslims call to prayer in Dearborn, Michigan, are complaints about noise violation as they put their call to prayer at 5:30 a.m. over a loudspeaker, blasting everywhere. Oh, yeah, at 5:30 a.m., putting in everyone, the kids and everyone, waking them up for their nonsense that they do in Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan or wherever the hell they're from over there. They're trying to do this now. This shit's got to be stopped. I hear that, Mr. Joe Public. Dearborn is a shithole, just along with the rest of these Democrat-run cities. You don't do that shit here. And where did it go? Oh, here it is. Because Ted Nugent is not one man that's been subtle about anything, right? Gotta love Ted Nugent, right? Because this man who treats volume knobs the way toddlers treat bedtime with an open defiance, when a mosque in Michigan town began broadcasting the early morning calls to prayer over a loudspeaker, Nugent reacted in a way only Nugent would. He turned his backyard into a launch pad for a one-man rock assault. He's blasting over them. You gotta love that man right there. He's taking matter in his own hand. We cannot let these Muslims take over our country no matter what happens. The problem with that is these Democrats. We've got to keep them out of here. That is a must. And on some more fantastic news. In echoes of Minneapolis, whistleblower says Maine company bilked Medicaid dollars of millions of dollars. Remember I told you last week, Maine, Ohio, and Wisconsin or Minnesota. All the Somalis are bilking all these different organizations for millions of dollars and sending this stuff back to terrorists and spending it on cars, luxury trips, everything that they want to. Taxpayer money. And they're funding terrorism and their own luxury lifestyles. Now, last week, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but Minneapolis mayor put out a video trying to testing out. He was eating Somali food. You know, he was like scarfing that shit down, right? So Sarah Gonzalez from Blaze Media said, well, I'm going to try this. Trump can't do it alone. It starts with local level lawmakers and legislators. Get out there and vote. We can't have 17% turnout like this past November. Exactly right, state to state. You heard that right. Everybody's going to get out and vote. We got to stop these Democrats and the rhino people like Cameron Bottolotta in Pennsylvania. We got to stop this because she was a Democrat up till a month before elections. And then she turned over Republican just so she could get the Republican votes. Now she's steamrolled everybody. We're going to talk about that later in the week. But she's steamrolling all these people, believing that she's been voting with Democrats and all this bullshit the whole time. Even Democrats are supporting her. So what's that tell you? We're going to get Cameron Bottolotta the hell out of there. It's time for a change in Pennsylvania. All right. But anyways, that's Sarah Gonzalez went and tried Somali food because this mayor of Minneapolis sits there and wants to scarf it down like, yum, yum, yum. Take a look at what she has to say.
In case you missed it, the other day I tried Somalian food, and it was something. Nope. And the response to that has been, I would say, pretty polarizing online, to say the least. Got death threats. Whore, you gonna get shot. We Somalis don't play. Another reason you should go home.
Exactly right. Do you see that face? That mayor was just playing, and they're condoning all this shit. They're condoning. They know that they've frauded out millions and billions of taxpayer dollars, and they're not saying a damn word about it. And I told you about that state, the third state that have found, and there's going to be more coming out here soon, guys. And it all relates back to who? Miss Ragtop herself, Omar. And her opponents reveal the Congresswoman Deep Ties Somali scandal. It's all going to come back to her. And I thought I had something here. No, that's not on her. No, we're not going to show that one either. Or that one. We're going to get rid of this one too. And this one. Okay, we're going to get it here. But we got a couple more we're going to get through real quick because I do have a couple more videos I want you to see. Now, there's been a spike in Somalia airstrike, signals a major U.S. ship. The Somalia has risen. The airstrikes in Somalia have risen from 10 in 2024 to more than 100 so far this year. The U.S. Africa Command said 59 of those strikes have targeted ISIS in Somalia. Fuck you, Somali bitches. Thank you there, some radical right. So it better continue. We can't afford to do this. We can't afford to them. You got, what do you got? Hezbollah and ISIS and all those guys over there. You guys gotta be stopped. Wiping their asses with their hands, making their food. They take that rag head off their head and they wipe their ass and they dunk it in water and they put it back on their head. That's pretty sad right there, you know. My brother was over in Desert Storm and he said that some guy told him that there was a Muslim over there and he was in like a mall or something and my brother had to go to the shitter or something and he went into the mall and he was in there and there was no toilet paper. There was none. There was like seashells or something on the urinal. And my brother walked out and said, "What the hell you got to do?" And no shit, the guy pointed at his rag and said, "Here." And my brother, oh no. So he washed his ass in the sink and then left. And then that dude was using his rag to wipe his ass. Oh, I'm not lying. They're disgusting pigs. I'm telling you what. So this is why we got to stop this stuff, guys. All right, got 3 more we got to walk out. And here's one we always love this. Scott Jennings. And this is Jasmine, the Rotten Crotch Crockett. Predicts Jasmine Crockett's chances in Texas Senate race and analyzes her place in the Democrat Party. Take a listen to Scott Jennings.
Do you think, Scott, in all your infinite wisdom, that Jasmine Crockett has a prayer of winning in Texas?
She cannot win a general election, but can she win a Democratic primary? Yes, because that's what the base of the Democratic Party wants. Jasmine Crockett's the smartest Democrat in Congress. She's the one who's on TV the most. She's their leader. She is the face of the Democratic Party. She is going to beat Tallarico in Texas, I think. That's who all the establishment Democrat political operatives want. They want this guy. Right. The Democratic base wants Crockett. They want someone who portrays herself and their party in the way that she does on cable news 24 hours a day, or the way that she does on social media. You know, the reason people in Dallas don't hear from Crockett is because they aren't her constituents. Her constituents are people on TikTok, people on Instagram, people in the newsrooms. Her constituents have nothing to do with the people she represents. I mean, she lives in this fantasy online world, and she also lives in a world where you can say anything, whether it's true or not, and then deny everything you said, even though you did say it. It's very embarrassing, but for some reason, Democrats have embraced this communication style as their future. And so I actually think she's going to win that primary. I think she's going to get beat in the general election. But for Republicans, I think we ought to just be honest about it. Jasmine Crockett is the smartest Democrat, the leader of the Democrats, and that is basically the embodiment of their party platform right now.
No lie there. That's a fact, and you gotta love him. He puts it straight up like we want to hear it. Half the Israel government consists of people that started all the terrorist groups. Yes, that is a fact. That is true, Pat. Thank you for that. We must demand the abolishment of any and all electronic devices if any of our elections does not matter. If it's exactly, Gregory, because it's still going to be fixed no matter what. So let's keep going here. We got a couple more here. Oh yeah, Democrats line up behind the moronic firebrand rotten crotch Crockett. I just don't understand it. How can you get somebody that's just as bad as somebody I just saw? I don't know if it's in the Morris show or not, but somebody got endorsed Kamala Harris for another 2028 presidential run. How the hell? You got the most stupid people in Democrats. You got AOC, you got Jasmine Crockett, Kamala Harris. Holy shit. All three of them together doesn't make one brain. How can you even think about running her? She lost like big time. Kamala Harris lost huge to Trump. You don't think that J.D. Vance is going to do that to her? He'll destroy that dumb bitch. One debate, and Kamala Harris is going to be going out of there crying like a little bitch that she is with her knee pads and everything. It's a joke. And Elon Musk and Newsom having their little tit right now about trans kids because, according to Elon, one of his boys is a mental trans too. And what does, and I don't, yeah, I think I got it here. And I want you to listen to what Newsom says about trans. Take a listen. He's a pervert.
So we didn't get into trans sports. That's an issue no one wants to hear about because 80% of the people listening disagree with my position on this. But it comes from my heart, not just my head. It wasn't a political evolution. It was position being that I don't think it's. I want to see trans kids. I have a trans godson. There's no governor that's signed more pro-trans legislation than I have, and no one has been a stronger advocate for the LGBTQ community.
He wants to see trans kids. Mentally ill people. Guarantee if you got a trans grandson that's young, the parents did it to him. But he wants to see the mental illness. This is the problem with this. So I want you to see a little bit of Elon Musk talking about this, and this dumbass is what he said about trans kids. Take a listen to Elon Musk.
If we allow children to take permanent actions when they're 10, 12, 14 years old, they will do things that they subsequently greatly regret.
Yes, I've interviewed a couple of people who've done exactly that, and it's
right.
Damn painful.
So, so I think you doing.
Why are you willing to make this an issue? Do you think? I mean,
well,
it's sort of like the nameless issue.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was. I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if he didn't.
That was a lot.
This just keeps going and goes. They're disgusting to talk about this, and I can't believe Elon Musk was tricked about anything. He is about one of the smartest men in this country. And if you don't know that if your kid thinks he's something that he's not from birth, that he's not mentally ill, there's a problem with it. I'm telling you what. There's a problem, period. All right, guys. Yes, according to Tammy wants to have some fun and get some laughs because we've had enough of the misery for one night. And I absolutely agree with her. So let's give you one for Christmas. Jeff and Walter. Jeff Dunham. Here we go, Tammy.
Walter, what were some of your favorite toys when you were a kid? Oh, nothing like today. What do you mean? Well, they got computer games and all that. We didn't have that stuff. No. Hell, when we wanted to play tennis, we actually went outside and swung a racket. None of that wee crap. And playing the guitar, there were strings, not frickin' colored buttons. Hello! And there were no shoot-'em-up games. We actually went outside and killed the ass.
For Tammy right there. All right. Let's have another one. Here's a good one. This'll make you laugh. Who put the pecker on the snowman?
Who put the pecker on the snowman and shiny balls from our Christmas tree? Our old flagpole that said home sweet home now resembles a ding-a-ling. Hung mistletoe where pubic hair would grow and a bra to hold those double D's. Who put the pecker on the snowman, hanging proud for the neighbors to see? It was snowing hard in Nashville, worst winter we had ever seen. Icy roads, least a foot of snow, there's a snowman near the end of the street. Someone got bored, snuck onto our front porch, stole the flagpole off the beam. There the snowman stood, pecker made of wood, home sweet home blowing in the breeze.
Okay, we had to make up for all the misery and stuff that I put you through for the show. So what else we got here tonight? Here's one for Gregory Allen Corns Jr., our truck driver extraordinaire. Here's one for you.
What's in there, yaar? Hold on. Bro, it's a license. California CDL Class A. It's me.
Are you serious?
Ha, I'm a certified driver now.
Chalo, let's roll.
Oh, yeah.
What's this?
Feels good.
That's for you, Gregory, right there. All right, let's get into a little bit of Green Frog Labs. Take a look at this mouse. I love this mouse.
Yeah, here come the rooster. Yeah, you know we ain't gonna die.
Do you love that mouse or what? I love that mouse. And I meant to say mental, Mark. Because everybody in Hollywood's got like trans kids. It's because everybody in Hollywood are mental freaks. That's why. But you gotta love that mouse, right? All right. Good job, Green Frog Labs, on that one. And here's another one from Green Frog Labs you guys are going to love. You know, guys have heard Elf on the Shelf, right? If you got kids or anything. Well, we've got our own. We've got J.D. Vance on the shelf. Take a look.
I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby, it's getting stronger and stronger. And when I get that feeling, I want sexual healing, sexual healing. Oh, baby, makes me feel so fine. Helps to relieve my mind. Sexual healing, baby, is good for me. Sexual.
I thought it was funny. That was from Green Frog Lab 2. Had to have a little bit of a laugh. I had so many videos on here, guys, tonight that I couldn't even fit them all on. I could download some of them, then I had to put some of them on a presentation deal that we have here because I usually have enough room, but not tonight. I had so many because there's so many going on. And I can't show the one from Eric Von Zipper tonight because it's way too long. It's like 9 minutes long. And it has to deal with the reality of terrorists posing as police. If we get time tomorrow, I am going to show that. You guys aren't going to want to miss that. And I got another one from Texas Tammy, and it is Tim Conway. She gave me this one, I think, last week one day. And I haven't got to say it to show it yet, but we're going to get to it, that's for sure. X is messed up, McCastle. I'm telling you what. The guys, hey, thank you for tuning in tonight, guys, for this horrible Monday weekend wrap up here on the Conservative Viewpoint, guys. Sorry about that, but it had to be done because I'm so sick and tired of the Democrats getting away with all this corruption and bullshit that they let these people into this country to commit these crimes against Americans. Us, and they're trying to take over our country with their help, with our taxpayer money. With the Somalians, with all the killings and everything, it's got to stop. I read you the list. Just in 2025. It's not going to get any better, guys. So make sure you guys keep your head on a swivel. I want you to be back here every night. Well, I don't want you being part of the statistics that has happened. And yes, I hope Shell gets back on here again. Conrad too. So I hope she'll let me know if she does. She emailed me earlier today and told me. So guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't forget about tomorrow. But before we sign off tonight, I want to leave you with this very serious reminder. We've looked at the headlines from Australia and right here in the U.S., and the reality is clear. We are living in a time where we cannot afford to be complacent. Keep your eyes open. Be aware of your surroundings. These days, it feels like danger is lurking around every corner. And being vigilant isn't being fearful. It's being responsible for your family and your community. So stay sharp, stay safe, stay prepared, and never take your security for granted. But as we walk out of here tonight, don't let the weight crush your spirit. We are deep into the heart of the Christmas season, and there is a reason the world feels a little brighter despite the darkness. We celebrate Christmas because of over 2,000 years ago, a light entered this world to overcome the dark. We celebrate the Christ of birth. Now, how about the birth of Christ? One of those. The Prince of Peace, who reminds us that even in a world of chaos, there is hope. There is truth. There is a love that no amount of madness can ever defeat. This is why we gather. This is why we give. And that is why we stand firm in our values. So go home, hug your loved ones, and have a truly wonderful Christmas week. Find joy in the small things, but keep your faith. Thank you for tuning in to the Conservative Viewpoint tonight. Make sure you join me right back here tomorrow night, 9 p.m., for another great episode of the Conservative Viewpoint. I'm a little biased on that, don't you think? But anyway, right after the Rebel Chick with a Cause, it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. We'll be digging into the facts, and hopefully we'll have some better news to share with you tomorrow. So have a good night, stay safe, and Merry Christmas. I'll see you back here live tomorrow. Good night, everyone.